AMOLED display is among the best we've ever seen, and the bump up to 4GB of RAM on top of already unprecedented specs make the Note 5 one of the most powerful and attractive handsets currently on the market. But this time around, there's no longer support for microSD expansion or removable battery, two things that until now have been hallmark features of the Galaxy Note series. Whether or not that's important to you will depend on your usage, but many users are understandably upset by this change. If you manage to look past that, the Galaxy Note 5 has some of the most comfortable hardware we've ever seen from Samsung. The rounded back makes the phone feel smaller in the hand than its 5.7-inch display would suggest, and it almost looks like a reverse Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. That curved glass is fragile though, and it's slippery as all hell, so you might want to pick out a case before buying this phone. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot more damaged devices this year than previous Notes. On the bright side, the display recalls everything we loved about the Galaxy S6. Tack sharp, it has fantastic viewing angles, and it gets plenty bright enough to see even in harsh daylight. Underneath that display, of course, is an active digitizer, the leading input from the S Pen we've all grown familiar with. And while Samsung didn't improve the pressure sensitivity this time around, as it usually does, it did improve how you use the S Pen. You can still access all of the stylus's best features through Air Command by pulling it out of its receptacle when the phone is in use, but take it out while the screen is still off to reveal a new feature. You can now jot quick notes without having to unlock the phone, and the AMOLED display conserves battery life in the process. It's a little too early to comment on battery life as a whole, but so far performance seems solid, and reports from others seems to err on the impressive side, even despite a reduced milliamp-hour rating from the Note 4. I'm also very impressed by the camera so far, which retains the Galaxy S6's super fast access through double pressing the home button. Photos are vibrant, full of color, and the f1.9 lens pulls in light where other cameras struggle. The front-facing camera is also impressive, and the extra wide angle almost gives the effect of having a selfie stick without the social stigma that goes with it. Seriously, you can take full body shots of this thing, responsibly of course. If the Galaxy S6 is to be indicative here, we're likely looking at one of the best cameras you'll find on a smartphone at the moment. Speaking of the Galaxy S6, the Note 5 retains some of the flagship's other features as well, like the excellent keyboard powered by SwiftKey and the fast and reliable fingerprint scanner. In my experience, it's not quite up to par with Apple's Touch ID, but it's definitely a close second. That fingerprint scanner will come in handy when you set up Samsung Pay, which I was excited to try out, except that it's not yet available in the States. Google Wallet still seems to work fine for now for all of your tap and pay purchases, but you'll have to wait a little bit longer for Samsung's alternative. As a whole, the Galaxy Note 5 seems to be an extremely promising device for both longtime fans of the Galaxy Note series and for new users looking for their first big phone experience. The exclusion of microSD support and a removable battery may be a deal breaker for some, and many have accused Samsung of losing its way by essentially making a blown-up Galaxy S6 with an S Pen. But like it or not, the Galaxy Note 5 is here to stay, and it's ready to take on whatever the fall of 2015